Hi guys, today we'll be looking at a question of the central nervous system. Question 3.2. The diagram below represents two possible pathways, A and B, which a nerve impulse may follow in the human body. Question 3.2.1. Which pathway, A or B, represents a reflex arc? Pathway A only goes into the spinal cord and then to the effector muscle, whereas pathway B goes all the way to the brain. Therefore, pathway A is the reflex arc. Question 3.2.2. Give a visible reason in the diagram for your answer to question 3.2.1. As we have just said, pathway A is the reflex arc as the impulse does not travel to the brain. Question 3.2.3. Describe the importance of the reflex action in the human body. The reflex action is important as it allows a person to respond rapidly without thinking to a stimulus, therefore preventing damage to a body. Question 3.2.4. Identify the part of the nervous system represented by 1. 1 is this part over here, which is the nerve or the spinal cord. Question 3.2.5. Explain one way in which the myelin sheath is important in the functioning of the neurons. The myelin sheath is important as it acts as an insulator and therefore speeds up the nerve impulse. Question 3.2.6. Describe how the person would be affected if the axon of neuron 2, being this, was cut. If the axon of neuron 2 was cut, the person would be able to feel the stimulus but would be unable to react to it as the impulse will not be transmitted to the effector. Question 3.2.7. Describe pathway B. Pathway B starts with the receptor receiving the stimulus and converting it into an impulse. The impulse is then transported by the sensory neuron via the spinal cord to the cerebrum. The cerebrum interprets the impulse and sends an impulse to the motor neuron, which conducts the impulse to the effector, therefore bringing about a result. And that is the process of pathway B. That's all for this video. Thank you.